السلام عليكم.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, Hazem?
Fine, alhamdulillah. How are you,
Good
Hamza?
morning. Alhamdulillah, I'm great. Alhamdulillah. Did you have enough sleeping hours? I don't think so.
It's not enough, but يعني alhamdulillah.
Definitely not enough. Yes, but I hope you can organize your time. It's better if you sleep after Isha for some time, after Isha and Tarawih for some time, then wake up before dawn. This is what I usually do since the beginning of Ramadan. Yeah. And it kind of works. I can't tell that it works. I barely get maybe 4 to 5 hours a day. But again, this is Ramadan. Yeah.
Yes, it is normal actually, Ramadan, and I am not a good one with a short period of sleepings. Yani I can't, for example, this is in my nature. I can't even outside Ramadan just go to sleep 1 hour and due to 1 hour during the morning, for example, after Asr or something like that, to go to just take some rest for 1 hour and get and wake up after that. It's okay. No, that's not working with me actually. So
You're just like most of the men. I think that women are a little bit different than men in this part. Women can easily get some interrupting sleeping hours during the day or night, while men, they have to have their full sleeping time or sleeping period, which has no interruption in between. Otherwise, they won't be able to focus or concentrate in whatever they're doing. Yeah, again, the multitasking creatures against the one task. Okay. Anyway, it seems that it's only you who's going to attend this lecture today. That's kind of weird. And yes, for God's sake, we don't have much time to waste. So let's check on the group. Hazem, do you think that you will be the only one who will attend this class? Let's see.
I don't know. Actually,
Notification. Neither
I believe Noha was keen to attend as she asked about the time. However, she didn't reply back after you said the time.
Yeah.
It's 7 a.m. She didn't reply back about it. So
most probably she didn't like it that much. Most probably, yes.
she didn't even object or
reply back.
say anything.
Inshallah. When do you usually go to work, Hazem?
No, problem one actually. Look, normally our working hours in the morning in Ramadan starting around 10:30 to 4:30.
Wow.
However, the problem, yes, 10:30 gave us some time actually to sleep after. So I'm taking around 6 hours from Fajr to waking up time, which is kindly good period of sleep, period for sleeping hours. However, to be honest, it is in our company. Our company actually is Egyptian company, even if it is founded here in Riyadh, and it is a Saudi company by name, but it is founded by multiple Egyptian companies, merging of multiple Egyptian companies, and all the management and everything is Egyptian, which has for sure both sides. Let's say the positive and the negative one.
Yes.
And the negative side actually is that it is Egyptian, so they will get you anytime at any.
They're not committed to certain timings. Yes.
Yes. Yesterday was a very tough one, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
You stand by all
yesterday, we finished yesterday on the let's say the morning shift, 6:15.
Finished
sorry?
You finished work at 6:15?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Do you have any females with you in the same company?
No.
Oh, okay, that's why. Okay.
يعني we have female in our branches in Egypt and in
Not in Riyadh. Again,
the
segregated.
company it has, but not in Saudi Arabia. Yes, any branch, any Riyadh and Jeddah and the Khobar branch doesn't have any females, but in Egypt there is. Okay, and the difference in the hours between Saudi and Saudi Arabia and Egypt is actually for Egypt itself. So if I stayed here to 6:15, it is just 5:15 in Egypt, and actually in Egypt, 5:15 they still have more than 1 hour, 1 hour plus to the iftar time. So it's not a problem, it's not a deal with them.
Okay.
Okay. While here we are يعني خلاص I already run out of time to attend iftar in time with my family actually.
Oh,
And even after
very, very good. You take iftar with your friends, with your colleagues at work.
no in the street alhamdulillah.
Oh my goodness, seriously?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
bad.
do.
And
It's about يعني normally it's about 20 minutes between
okay.
work and my home.
All right, that's
So I
good.
just got my car and just quickly tried to
And
attend.
you're
But
right on
يعني
time. I believe that the streets become very, very empty during this time, right?
yes.
Yeah, great.
And it is exactly the 20 minutes for to attend
Iftar
the
with them.
iftar itself.
The
Yeah,
remaining. Well,
yeah.
yeah, it's good if you found any leftovers from your family.
لا alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I found.
Alhamdulillah, that's good. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you with more and more, inshallah.
I mean,
All right.
then I started actually the night shift also. We have
Night
extra
shift.
2 hours. Yes, working from 10 to 12.
What's that?
Uh,
Another shift during the another shift in the same day?
yeah,
Oh
I
my
told you
goodness.
it's a Egyptian company. So they, oh yeah, after prayer you have other extra 2 hours to just to complete the 8 hours working day. However, even if you are completing 8 hours or not, I
Seriously?
finished yesterday around after one by a little time.
If I were in your
And
place, I would have never gone home. If I finished by 15. No, the point is that if I finished at 6:15 and they want me to come back at 8, for example, then I would stay to finish my whatever number of hours they want you to spend in their work.
sometimes actually my wife is telling me, why you return it back? It's just a few hours and you'll go back again. It
Yeah,
is kindly, let's say, you would be tired from just coming home and going back again. You
yes,
can
to
stay.
and fro. Yeah, to and fro takes a lot of time and effort. So it's around 40 minutes to and fro. And then the same time, the being tired because of the roads and driving and so on. So I would prefer, if
Yeah.
you were in your shoes, I would prefer to stay rather than to come back. And it's hectic, man. It's so hectic.
When
Yeah.
I was single, I made it actually, but it was once.
Mm-hmm.
It reached I believe 1 a.m. also, and I have to be there next day around 6 a.m. So me and some colleagues decided to stay that 5 hours at site itself. It was a far site. Some of our work it is not only inside the head office, but at the customer site directly. So we were in the customer site, and we decided, okay, we will stay through the night till the morning, and that's what happened. But we didn't repeat it
You
again.
spend the whole night where? In the streets?
No, in the customer site.
Oh, outside. Okay.
It was تداول, yes,
All
تداول
right.
head office.
All right. So I hope the place was comfortable enough for you to stay.
Yeah, we ordered some pizzas and whatever, and we spent the night. Yeah, we have
Yes,
one
that's fine.
floor
That's
dedicated
fine.
for our company, so
Yeah, I see.
it was a nice one.
Most probably it was a memorable one. Staying outside,
Yeah, for sure.
back to
Till
our.
now, we are remembering it is back around now 7 years for that 6 to 7 years for that instant, and till now we are remembering it each
Yes,
time about
because it really
spending
happened.
the night.
Yes, spending the night together outside homes. Finally, a night
Mhm.
of freedom.
It wasn't خلاص, it was night of working actually.
You work.
يعني
It's not
yeah, we work
only.
خلاص.
Oh, I thought it's only about
يعني
food, having
no,
pizza.
no, we are in the IT section of the تداول company. So what we will do, we'll complete our work, continue our working. Yeah.
Oh, that's bad,
So,
man. It's so bad. Oh, okay.
but it is still memorizable events actually.
Yes.
يعني we are still memorizing it, and يعني telling ourselves about it each time actually we are attending.
You can
Do you
memorize.
remember the day that we spent all the 24 hours in one site? Yes,
Oh my
no one
God.
can.
But I have a question, and I would like
Mm.
you to clarify the answer. Why would an IT engineer spend the night in a campsite? What do you usually do in the sites?
On our PCs.
Only
ما يعني
you can do this job in any other place. Why in the customer's site?
look يعني there is look, I will tell you from one point of view. When we were in Egypt, we didn't go to the customer side. In Egypt, the IT is different, and they don't. Sorry.
You don't have to, do you?
I will tell you one side and the other side. Okay. Anyway, when we are in Egypt, when we are in Egypt, it is not. يعني the culture in Egypt itself, in banks and whatever, they don't have that luxury to just bring you and you have a spaces and whatever. Just like, it is matter of or this kind of renting the spaces to your company to attend or and may perform the project that is requested from you and deliver it. No, it is just about you will make everything, every development and preparation in your head office and just come to us during the deployment and execution phase of that project.
Okay.
Here in Saudi Arabia, it is a different
That makes sense.
culture. I will tell you the other side and what is the benefits actually from the other side. Here in Saudi Arabia, the other culture is that starting very early to know the other systems inside the organization itself, which will you integrate with it. You will integrate with different systems, which is existing systems, have specific APIs or specific endpoints that you will integrate with them. You will know the security concerns. You will know the design issues. You have even all the different stakeholders, let's say, in the same area. You can easily go to ask that service provider for whatever you need. Instead of taking assumptions and coming as part of the deployment and execution and found no, this assumption was wrong or it is not accurate one, so I need to rework or I need to alter some of my design to yes, to accommodate whatever the changes and whatever other ones, even the change in mind. And here we as we work with banks too much, SAMA regulations is SAMA. SAMA is the Saudi monetary Arabian Saudi Arabian monetary something. I don't know the last E. I don't remember it. Anyway, it is the one that making regulations for all banks here in Saudi Arabia. So, for example, one regulation can just make you redo everything you did actually. It is just a regulation. You can't, for example, that one for the banks that every person should attend at the bank one time at least each year to update his details, which knows as KYC or know your customer. This one make us a lot of work, a lot of free work on all our work in the bank. These multiple kinds of services, especially for the integration layer, which we are, or it's my responsibility or my job details to work in the EDRI and the middleware tier. Okay, so multiple services will be needed from the different channels, which at that time the CSR or the customer service representative to work and do. He need to update all our details when we attend at his office. So he needs some screens to collect such data. He needs this to be affected in the account status. And even in the account status, you need to make some logic that if it isn't updated within 1 year at least once, it should be locked account, so you can't use it.
I
Okay.
see. Yes, yes, I see. So now the picture is a little bit clearer that it's better to do the job while in the work site. So
Yes.
you can easily collaborate your work or integrate it with other branches and have the full picture before you start designing anything, right? Am I
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes, sure. On the
That
other hand, for sure, the other picture is still in, or the other opinion is still in. When you are going, we have one team now in Rajhi Bank developing some thing. We hear this comment that you are occupying all the spaces in the bank, actually, even for the employees. Why you are taking too much size? You have your own company. This is from one of the employees. Okay, so yeah, giving us the worst places to stay.
Oh,
Very tiny location for multiple multiple team members can share the same desk. Okay, so it is not comfortable like our office.
so this is one of the
So
disadvantages.
yes, some
Having
disadvantages,
very
drawbacks of such.
unsuitable, sure, very unsuitable
Yes,
locations for you to be located in. And then at the same time, you don't have the right to object, do you?
yes.
Do you have the right to object or say, I'm
No,
sorry,
no, no, no,
you don't
no, no,
have?
no.
Oh my
If
God.
you just object, it will say, this is our head office, and we are not in the all the banks actually also the head offices are in the way to move or migrate to new towers, as also by the regulations that everything should go to north area, not to stay in the some of the head offices still in south or in the city center. However, they need to move as per regulations to north area by 2020
All the banks?
maximum. All head office of the banks.
Okay, yeah, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them currently in Alaya district.
Yes, yes.
Okay, some of them still in the south
Some of
area.
them are still.
Some of them, some is treated as a plural. Actually.
Some of
Okay.
them, yes, are.
Some of them are still in the south area.
Yes.
Okay. But it is let's say gradually are moving. The multiple banks or multiple organizations already purchased towers or rented it or whatever, and they are trying to move. However, the most difficult movement one is IT, not regarding the people, but regarding the servers.
In
It will
concern,
require a big downtime, which is sure not acceptable to all managers. That the bank can be down, so my customers, will not be able to use any of the bank channels. And just imagine that I can't use the internet banking, the mobile, or even when I am in any market, I can't use the point of sale, which
oh,
is killer one. So
yeah,
we have a very tough requirements to move such organization from one place to other place. So
yes.
that's why always the data center migration, which is the server itself and how to migrate to move the servers from one place to other place, is the last step they are moving. They are moving first the operation and the business team and everything, and leaving the IT to the be last one to be moved to the new towers.
So that it can accommodate itself to the other changes.
Yes,
Right.
and where we are designing some solutions not to have any
When we are
downtime.
designing or when we design, this is a fact, yeah, Hazem. When we design.
When we design, okay, okay.
So
I am it's a fact, but we are designing, we are working, and it is something continuous work. We are designing currently. I didn't say when. I said, and we are designing some solutions now too.
you're doing it
Uh,
now?
Yes.
Okay, so
For
do
Rajhi, for
you
example,
agree?
it is now currently.
Great. Do you agree with me that whenever you want to express something that is a habit or a fact, use the present simple?
Yes, sure.
Something that is
Present simple, yes.
happening now, then it's a continuous form. Okay, continue.
Agreed, yes, sure.
Okay. Is that all?
Yeah.
طيب, okay.
I overwhelmed you now, yes, so it's not
Oh,
my
mashallah.
word.
Yes. That's good. That's good. I like, these positive men who are really overwhelmed with the burdens of work, especially that I believe that these moments are the most creative moments. Sometimes when I keep on talking about my work, then I feel like too many ideas are coming from too many different places. At that time, I really need my copybook. And at that time, I have to register and write down every single idea that comes along, because I believe that these were like brainstorming ideas would never come again. I feel like I have to be very exhausted, not to be relaxed at all. Relaxation would never generate ideas in my mind. Being exhausted is what really makes me overwhelmed with the burdens of work. And these minutes are the most precious minutes in my work life, because these are the most precious ones in which most of the good ideas are generated. SubhanAllah. Anyway, reading, ready. 30 minutes of chit-chatting, Hazem, that's too much time.
Too much, right?
That's good. That makes me really happy that you're practicing your speaking. Okay, today, inshallah, we're going to start our reading section, Hazem. And for the reading section, I don't know whether you're familiar with it or not, or if you have practiced reading before or not.
No.
Not at all.
No, this is my first time to coming to IELTS 4
First
actually.
experience. Okay. طيب يا حازم شوف, first of all,
I'm glad that listening was a good experience and I was good at it, and I hope reading will be the
you're
same,
great at the
inshallah.
listening, يا حازم. You're great at the listening, mashallah, tabarakallah. But you told me that you're not dealing with foreigners all day long, only Pakistanis, Indians, and so, right?
Yes, in Rajhi we have Italian people too.
Even if Italian people do not speak English well, they have their own accent.
Very bad one.
Very bad one. Grammar rules at all, and even the vocabulary is not that good. They are just like the French people.
And everything they have some, let's say, the H is in anything in they are saying.
Yes.
It is long years now, so
The H and the A at the end.
I understand them.
And
Sorry?
the A at the end of the word too. A and O.
Yes.
Yeah. A and O.
A-N-O.
Yes.
Yes, they have مش عايز اقول لك يعني زيتون عندهم تطويله كده في الاخر اللي هو
Yes.
مد في الكلام كده مش عارف بس يعني.
Yes, the long base word. They
and they have a very loud voice. Very loud voice.
Some people say that the Italians are more like Egyptian people because we are geographical. Their borders meet our borders if it's not separated by the Mediterranean Sea. Our borders meet theirs. That's why.
Let me tell you that in Rajhi, actually, they once put my office with them in the same big meeting room.
Yeah.
Okay, they rent the meeting room to be to the vendors, to the management of the vendors, and they put me there.
Right.
I couldn't. I bring that big headphones, which have a big one to just try to close my ears to concentrate. However, no, they speak Italian language.
Yeah.
It is a very the Italian language itself is
nice. It's
kind
not
complex.
like the Spanish.
It's a nice one. But they have a very loud tone. Believe me, it is
yes.
headache.
Yes. But again, do you know what, Hazem? I believe that it's not about the tone as much as it has to do with either you understand the language or not. At my workplace, Hazem, I have two
Mm-hmm.
different languages. Among them, you can find like 2 or 3 Pakistani ladies. And whenever they are there in my same place that I work in, I feel like they are too noisy. These people speak too fast and they're too noisy. They're not as the same as you're saying right now. I feel like they're speaking very fast and very loud at the same time. To an extent that I feel like I'm really disturbed. I'm upset with what's going on around me. But when I try to interpret this phenomena, I felt like it has to do with me not understanding their language rather than feeling that the tone is a weird tone or a high or a high pace tone. It's not like that. It's because you're listening to something that you don't understand, and your concentration and your focus cannot reach up to the limit of comfort. You're not comfortable with whatever you're listening because you don't understand it. That's why it comes to your nerves. You got me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Most probably. This is my psychological interpretation. I don't know whether this is correct or not, but
Maybe, and if I look it in the other side, maybe they also see
yeah,
us in the same way when we are discussing Arabic.
yes,
And yeah.
yes, yes. When we are discussing Arab, and this is what I've learned from other people around me. Some of my British and American friends usually say that you Arabs are very loud and you're speaking too fast. Yeah, and when I try to concentrate in the way we speak and we deal with each other, I realize that yes, our tones are a bit high, but these are all the teachers. So if I'm going to say that the teachers' tone is very high, they should be included, the British and the Americans, because we're in the same English section. Yeah.
Mm.
But really, when I try to realize how loud our tone is compared to theirs, I felt like there's no big difference. It's just about being disturbed by listening to something all the time that you cannot even understand a single word in. Again, I don't know whether this is right or wrong, but this is my
But
crazy.
it's a logical one, actually, yes. Even
Maybe.
Arabic language is يعني, when I sat with different people, I traveled sometimes to Canada.
طب ثانية واحدة. Are
People
different
there,
people, Hazem?
صدقني.
Are different people or different people? A comes before singular, not before plural.
Okay,
All right.
correct,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
correct. They told me about trying to learn Arabic. I was in a center, Islamic Association Center there, and the Muslim Association Center, and they told me they tried to learn Arabic for knowing Quran and for trying to reading, and it is a very, very, يعني in Canada they have two languages, English and French, and both of them are the let's say the formal language for the Canadian people themselves. But when they try to learn Arabic for the sake of knowing the Quran and trying to understand the meanings and whatever of the Islamic studies, they found it a very, very, very difficult language, and they couldn't even يعني come to such thing يعني. And they said to me only way to study Arabic from their experience to come to Arab language, Arabian country to got such experience, which is different than when some of them try to learn Germany, or it's not Germany, it's Dutch, I think,
Dutch.
language, or the
German.
Dutch language, or
Dutch.
yes,
German.
German also. It can be German language, okay,
Mhm.
or Italian. They mentioned Italian. They mentioned the same about Russian. However, they said it is also can be done. يعني it is hard, but it can be done. But the Arabic language, no, it can't be.
Can't be done. Again, back to my crazy psychological interpretations. It has to do with the standard Arabic or the Arabic with accents. Because whenever they start to learn the standard Arabic اللي هو العربية الفصحى, they find it totally different than the Arabic that they are hearing all day long.
يا عيني الناس بيتعلموا حاجة وبيسمعوا حاجة تانية خالص.
Yeah, definitely. They feel like there's a big gap between whatever they learn and whatever they have to interact with. يعني واحد بيقول لك الصبح يقول لك مثلا كيف الحال ويجي انت تقول له ازيك نعم اللي هو مين فين. So it's really difficult.
وانت عامل ايه بقى؟ وانت عامل ايه دي مش موجودة في حتة اصلا، ملهاش قاموس دي.
عامل ايه بقى يعني والكلام ده كله اخبارك وازيك وحاجات ومرادفات كتير وبعدين شلونك وش بيك وش حالك different dialects.
It's different from just one country to the closest country to it. Not about we have really about multiple accents.
Definitely, but believe me, yes, I believe that practice makes perfect. But no matter how much you believe in this theory, you would never be able to learn a language unless you start really learning it as a study, learning it from studies, and then you practice it with its people. I've spent 1.5 years in my life here in Saudi Arabia living with a Pakistani lady. Okay, living with her, literally, we're in the same apartment far away from my family, and I just lived with her. However, it was too difficult for me. It wasn't no, honestly speaking, it wasn't too difficult for me to speak to her because we both speak English. But it was too difficult for me to learn how to speak Urdu. However, I tried my best to do that. Why? Because I just wanted to gain the language from practicing. Therefore, I just only learned maybe 5-6 sentences during this whole time. But I know that whenever it comes to learning, because she really wanted to learn Arabic, and I was determined to teach her Arabic before we get separated. During 6 months, alhamdulillah, during the last 6 months we spent together, she was really able to read very good Arabic. But when it comes to interacting with people, she used her standard Arabic. She didn't know how to use common and different dialects and accents like the Arab, Egyptian, Iraqi, Kuwaiti, and so on. It was too difficult for her to learn this off. That's why
this one needs a practice side, yes.
Definitely, they have to listen carefully, but before they listen, they have to learn it, study it, then practice it. Anyway, that's why, by the way, the Arab learners have to choose before they start any Arabic course. They have to choose whether to learn the standard Arabic or the dialects or different accents like Egyptian Arabic, or Turk, whatever. Saudi.
But I believe there is no one is teaching the accents. They're teaching the Arabic as a language itself.
Seriously?
And after that, when you are practice, I don't.
You don't know.
I don't know, but I face some people, and in some documentary movies, I saw some of the people who came to Saudi Arabia after returning to Islam to learn Arabic and and they are talking a very good Arabic language, a very good العربية الفصحى amazing one actually. I really surprised with the way of talk. So I guess actually, yes, I don't know for sure. I guess there is no teaching about the accent. The teaching
go
is
watch YouTube and then come and tell me. I will send you after this class, inshallah, remind me to send you a very interesting video showing you how to teach people how to speak the Arabic dialect, the Egyptian dialect. It's so
interesting.
Yes. You will find it very interesting. She's interpreting English into Egyptian. Well, those people who live in Egypt, they find it a must to learn the Egyptian dialect, especially if they decide to live in Egypt, for example, for their whole lifetime. Some people fall in love with Egypt, literally speaking. And I'm literally speaking. They fall in love Egypt. Don't ask me why, but they are crazy enough to to do that. So they make up their mind to leave their countries and move to Egypt to spend their whole life in there. And they succeed in doing it. But in that time, like I have many colleagues and doctors who work at in the AUC, the American University in Cairo, who are non-Arabs, and they have decided, even my British friend who is here in Saudi Arabia, her husband has recently decided to move to Egypt. However, he just went there for once. And now they are fed up with the Saudi regulations and system and government, and so they have made up their mind to move to Egypt to spend the rest of their lives there. But believe me, Hazem, I believe that Egypt is the best place for non-Egyptians to live there, or foreigners to live.
Really?
It's the perfect place. Yeah, they get very, very, very well paid. Even double. I can't tell you, like double. No, double is a very low word. I can't say double. They get multiple doubles of whatever the Egyptian is getting. However, they can have the same, they could be on the same degree, like both of them have masters, but because he or she is a native speaker, they get like crazy amounts of money. So they find it really, really good for them to stay in a good place. Even they live in compounds, very 5-star compounds, which is full of luxury and which the Egyptians themselves are not allowed in. Having this university teaching experience, which in which they find the elite of the students there, because they are the elite of the society, the highest ranks of the society, which is the most paying people. Therefore, they find an easier life with a very good payment, and in the same time, a life that the Egyptian, him or herself, cannot have. So Egypt is good for non-Egyptian. The conclusion from today's class: Egypt is not a good place for Egyptians to live in. They are very, very misjudged there, and it's so.
Hoping we will find the place that will be best fit for Egyptians itself themselves.
This is a controversial issue. Where is the perfect place for Egyptians to live in, especially in these days? Especially in these days. They are putting us in a dilemma where to go and where to be settled. Inshallah, may Allah lead us to the right path, and may Allah lead us to the right decision, inshallah. Okay. صح الساعة 7 عشان نقعد نرغي لمدة ساعة تقريبا.
شفتي بقى؟ مش عارف مش عارف نهى وياسمين كده احنا ادينا لهم فرصة كتيرة صح؟
نبعت لهم الريكوردين كله رغي يعني ولا مش فاهمين؟ Now let's move quickly to the reading part, okay? As you may know, Hazem, you will take the general or the academic? General, I think, right?
General, عجزنا خلاص. General.
When are you going to take it?
Where بتقولي؟ Sorry. When? I am planning يعني this summer إن شاء الله. My plans actually is too late to. I was planning to take it to the IELTS itself start of this year. However, I didn't get any time to it, and when I tried just to read about it, I just imagine it is. I took TOEFL, but it was around 10 or 12 years ago, something like that.
Oh.
And I took it just by, let's say, I don't know the expression in English, but just by hand. Didn't practice,
manually.
Didn't study.
Oh.
Yes, just forcibly, let's say, or manually, something like that. Just where is the exam? Okay, I need to take it. Just to go to it. And TOEFL.
Yeah, without preparation, you mean? You haven't.
Without preparation, yes, exactly. Sorry, is the expression. Yes, without preparation. I got the scores that I need for that scholarship. I didn't go to the scholarship, but I got that score. And it was just. I just remember now. It was just about reading and listening. There, I don't know. There was a writing. I don't know, but for sure there wasn't the last speaking part at that exam.
Yes, the
Uh,
TOEFL has its own speaking section, but it's not a one-to-one. It's not a head-to-head exam. It's a
Really?
computer-based exam. The TOEFL is a computer-based exam. It's not a one-to-one or a head-to-head exam, the speaking part.
Mm-hmm.
And the four sections are integrated sections. So they may ask you to write or to answer a question in writing, while they may ask the second question to be only orally. It's a little bit different than the IELTS test. And again,
Yeah,
they don't have a paper. They don't use papers. It's not a paper-based. It's a computer-based. That's why I believe that it's way easier than the IELTS.
really? No, no, no. I know. I remember that it was a paper. I write down the answers in a paper, and I didn't have anything answered verbally. I don't know. Maybe was a special one for such a school, but no, it wasn't British
Oh,
Council. I don't
mm,
know. يعني I don't remember actually.
you
But
can't
يعني, I
remember.
just imagine what I am telling you. I just imagine it will be the same to go to IELTS with my now better experience from the real work and the real life.
Yeah,
However, just reading about it and the sections and speaking is separated, writing is whatever, and and coming to the normal, let's say, uh, uh, balancing between work and your normal life. Work is dominant, as you can say, as you can see from the examples that I told you about yesterday.
yeah.
So I spent let's say 4 months now. Nothing I did actually in those months, and coming to the conclusion that I need to put a very specific plan that I have to follow to inshallah reach what I am planning to reach my goal inshallah and reach the score that I need. I hope inshallah by by July or August maximum to g- attend the exam and بإذن الله ربنا inshallah got what score I need inshallah.
Inshallah, by June or July, you will be able to.
No, July or August. يعني June, for sure I will. I can't. June, I have a very, very tough work. They will not let me go anywhere. It is just after Ramadan, which is our, let's say, the peak time for our work.
Uh-huh.
After Ramadan, all the customers are just now waking up again. Oh, what done? 1, 2, 3.
What did I miss?
Yes.
Yes, what how I missed? Did I miss that month? Yeah.
Especially the government organizations, the ministries, and whatever. And I am now, as we are growing up, I am responsible for multiple. I'm responsible in a track in our company, which is affecting multiple projects in different customers, not only banks. Or I have different projects, and one of them with the Ministry of Finance, and it is a very large and tough one. And I know they will just wake up after Eid
So you
and
have
will
to
come
get
to
yourself very well prepared, ya Hazem, for that. You have to
inshallah.
get yourself very well prepared for that. And in the same time, please don't forget the share of the IELTS during the day. Please just try as much as possible to specify a certain time during the day for the IELTS only. Like from 6 to 7, specify this time for the IELTS only. 7 to 8, or whatever time you see is convenient to you. Because I
I'm
believe that if
trying.
you do that, it would be really difficult for you to be done during your rush hours or during your peak time. It would be really difficult for you. Like, for example, we say that first when we wake up, we have to read Azkar al-Sabah. And we do our best to find time to read them. This is exactly what you should do. You should specify a certain time for the IELTS, not the IELTS as an exam. The IELTS could be just by listening to an article, reading an article during the day and answering some questions that are related to it and so on. Listening to a TEDx, for example, reading a certain article or reading one of the newspapers, opening the CNN program that I told you to upload before. Yes, do anything that has to do with practicing the English language. Practicing doesn't mean that you keep on speaking only. No, it can be speaking by recording whatever trials you're giving. For example, I've just put 10 of the last recent tests, the last recent 10 IELTS tests all over the world, and on my page, IELTS Idol. This was a few hours ago. So if you would like to
Really?
have a look at them, yes, if you would like to have a look at them, go make a record, look at one of them, record your answer, and then listen to yourself after recording this answer, or send it to me to be evaluated. That would be great if you do that. So evaluating and assessing would not only be for the writing, can also be for the speaking as well.
Speaking.
This should be part of your daily tasks. Speaking, then after you do the speaking, you can create a task that has to do with the same topic. For example, if you're talking about the shopping, for example, okay? And you keep on speaking about a certain experience when you went to the shopping mall with your wife and it was really bad and tough time because you were tired coming after spending a lot of working hours in your company, right? And you had a lot of troubles along with your colleagues or your manager. Then all of a sudden, your wife told you that we have to go shopping right now because we are traveling back to our country after 3 to 4 days. Therefore, you felt like it's really mandatory for you to go, and you put on your guts to try as much as possible to take her there. And when you went there, you found that she missed or she left her purse at home. All right? And you keep on creating and making up some events and making up some nice talks to get involved. Make them up, record them, and then listen to yourself while recording them. In the same topic, which is shopping, you can, for example, you can write a letter to your friend in favor of a certain good that you really liked while doing shopping, all right? Recommending him or recommending this product for him to buy. So write exactly as if it's write a letter to your friend recommending a certain product that you have recently bought, all right? Mention in this letter, what product is it? What did you like most about it? Why do you recommend it to others? And so on. You keep on generating and generating, you know? Then after you write the letter, you can also do listening that is related to, if you just Google and write shopping listening topics for IELTS, you will find hundreds of them. This is the best way to keep on practicing daily for IELTS. Just make it part of your day, Hazem. Part of your day. For 1 hour, 2 hours a day, that would be perfect. It won't take more than 1 month after this course, and you will be totally there. You will be there. You won't need any more assistance or help. Okay?
Great, إن شاء الله.
Okay. 30 minutes to finish. ايه رأيك؟ نكمل رغي؟
خلاص بقى.
أنا بقول خلاص بقى كفاية كده نكمل رغي. اليوم لطيف. فين هند تخش تكمل معانا الحوار؟ يعني أنا شايفة إنه الحوار اجتماعي جدا.
هند صعبة تصحى دلوقتي حرام يعني.
Yes, definitely. Do you have little babies?
Yes.
How old is your little?
He is now 10 months.
Oh, baby, 10 months only.
Yes.
That's why he spends the whole night waking up, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. What's his name?
ثابت.
ما شاء الله. He is named after who?
ثابت ابن قيس.
Who is ثابت ابن قيس؟ هتتقدر. أنا قلت هتتقدر بسبيكينج. اتفضل. Who is
ثابت ابن قيس is one of the companion of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Actually, it was a beautiful story. Why we choose Thabit as his name.
Chose.
Uh,
Chose. Yes.
chose, yes, Thabit as his name in the last Ramadan, previous Ramadan. We used to see one of the programs for Sheikh Nabil Al-Awadi.
Yes.
It was it has a
Is it to
second,
see
actually
or to
second.
watch? Hazem. Is it to see? We used to see or we used to watch?
uh, watch, I think, is
I think هي
better.
watch يعني هي watch على فكرة مش
watch طيب
interesting.
ماشي خلاص.
Yes.
Okay, we used to watch that television program for
Oh.
its name story and verse, قصة وآية.
Its name
Even the
is
second
بنسقط الverb
name.
here. Its name is.
I said it's يعني it is not it's it was named. I said named. It is named.
It's
Not
wasn't named. It is named because this series is still there. So it's a
it is
fact.
still yes the second. Okay.
Or
So I believe
name.
by mid of Ramadan we have
Mhm.
one of the episodes. Let's say
Right?
uh, 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 talk about the story of this companion with a very exciting actually example. His voice, يعني natural voice was loud, kind loud, and even Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was using him for talks يعني make talks for people and as to use his louder voice, the loud
I
voice
mean, for public speaking. He
for
was a
public
good at it.
speaking. Yes,
Yeah. All right.
yes, exactly. And the story was started that he
It is a
just
the story, معلش. The story
started.
started, yes.
Yes, okay. Started that he
When? The story started when?
okay, when he took a decision to stay at home and not and decided not to go out at all. When other companions just asked him why, he said that a specific verse is just published, and I am afraid I will be one of them. One of them which يبقى threaten about entered fire, which one of the threatened people to enter fire for this verse. The verse was regarding the people who louding who increasing or speaking loudly
Raise.
in the
Who raised
presence
their
of
voice? Yes.
yes, the people who raise their voice in the presence of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا
wasallam. And
تكن فوق صوتكم.
أصواتكم yes النبي. So the companions go to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and tell him that they told him that Thabit says that he afraid he will be one of the people who enter fire due to this verse, and his reply was a very interesting one. He told them just tell him no, he one of the Jannah people.
المبشرين بالجنة. He
Yes, he
promised.
is not one of the 10, however, but he promised for this one. He was crying and tried to avoid all people and try to just close the door, close his house, and just stay in his house for the rest of his life, due to as he was afraid from this verse.
Yes. He
So,
thought that this
inshallah,
verse,
يعني هو
he thought that this verse has been revealed because of him. He thought that this ayah is revealed only because of him, because he is the one whose voice is a little bit louder than the Prophet Muhammad's voice. That's why he was so
yes,
much afraid that he could be met by this verse. That's why he prepared to isolate himself from others and to stay like far away from everybody around, especially Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But later on, when Prophet Muhammad told him that It's not meant by you. You, inshallah, you will be, you're one of those who are promised to enter the paradise, far away from the hellfire, inshallah. He was really relaxed after that, and he knew that he's not the person who was meant by this ayah, right?
Yes, and the story continues. However, يعني this scene, let's say, was a very exciting one to us. And
Heartwarming. It
sorry,
was a heartwarming story. Heartwarming. Heartwarming.
heart what?
Yes, heartwarming يعني مؤثرة. Touching. Yes,
Heart what again? Sorry, I didn't
warming.
get the second
Warm
word.
something.
Warming.
Yes, warming. warming. Heartwarming.
Yes, heartwarming. It is two words or one word? Heartwarming.
No, one
One
word.
word.
One word.
One word. Okay.
Yes. So we
Yes.
can use this word. It's a very heartwarming story or touching story. Yes. So
inspiring story also. It was an inspiring story. Inspiring is a good also expression.
That's why you called your son after Thabit ibn Qais.
Yes.
Okay, because you wanted what? What did you want your son to be?
There is two sides actually of the.
There are يا حازم. No, there is.
There are. ما انا وقفت تاني ورجعت. اوكي. There are two sides. انا وقفت انا سمعت الايكو مش عارف في ايكو حصل دلوقتي وسمعت صوتي وعرفت ان في غلطه.
Okay, great. These are signs.
Okay.
دي علامة.
There are.
Yeah.
Yes, there are two sides. The side of the to be like this companion, inshallah, one of the promised of Jannah to, and the way he behave after that or such case or instance. Also, the meaning of Thabit, which is coming from the steady and
stable and steady.
Sorry?
Stable and steady.
Yes.
Strong enough in his faith.
Yeah, and I believe that the let's say what the المقولة يعني اسمها ايه؟
Quote.
The quote, yes. The quote that says that each one has some.
It's hadith. By the way, it's not a quote. انتقل
أنا مش متأكد إن هي حديث عشان كده ما قلتش يعني.
It's حديث. انتقل لأبنائكم فإن لهم منها نصيبا.
بالظبط. انا مش متاكد ان ما كانش حديث عشان كده قلت بس كوت. فان شاء الله يكون لهم من اسمه يعني ان شاء الله I hope he will have from his name the characteristics of the name to be in his personality inshallah.
It's a little bit difficult, Hazem, to wish this for your son in these days. These are the days of fitna, and it's too hard for someone to stay stable and to stay strong in favoring the right path or in favoring the right word to be said. It's I believe that if he will grow to become one of these people, he would definitely be one of those who will be promised by the Jannah. Inshallah.
I hope, inshallah.
Yeah, it's not that easy in these days to stay as strong as you may think. Many people forget about their principles and their ethics. Also forget about what is right and what is wrong, because they are either afraid or they just go with the flow. They feel like everybody around them is not doing the right thing. So the question, the very rhetorical question usually comes to their mind asking, why me? Why should I be committed and stuck to my principles and ethics? I'm not one of a kind. I have to just go with the flow. And they keep on dropping and, abandoning all these ethics and values that they have learned while being small or young. Hopefully, inshallah, he will be just like Thabit ibn Qais, inshallah, or even better, inshallah. And what about the other kids? What are their names?
I have Habiba.
All right.
Habiba.
Or Hind's mother?
Habiba is coming from one of the Muslim mothers. It was named Habiba.
So,
So
so these are
we
all
choose.
Islamic names.
Sorry.
They're all Islamic names. They have Islamic reference.
Yes. We intended to, يعني, we know that we practice actually in our younger ages, or just we when just growing up, and we try to learn in very very younger ages in our childhood, that we first thing you are asked yourself about why I named this name, even if it's just coming to your mind when you are at school or something like that. So we believe that when they search about their name, they will be always remembered why their name is different. It is not a usual one among their friends, and it will remind them about the goal of their life. Inshallah, we hope so. يعني. That's why we try to select specific very common names for them, and to be related to specific
Yeah. طب أنا
Islamic.
أقول لك على حاجة بقى. It's a very good idea. بس أنا my kid, my I can't call them kids anymore. But my son's yeah.
ما شاء الله.
Mazen, he's 18 years old now, and
ما
I
شاء
don't
الله.
think any of the companions was named Mazen, right?
I don't know any.
I have Selma. Oh, definitely we have Salama. Yeah.
Yes, ما شاء الله.
Salama is one of the Prophet Muhammad's wives. Yes.
Yes.
And I have Iyad. Well, I'll try to find anything that is related to these names, companions, or even companions to companions. And I will tell them, well, I've named you. This was your whole life secret. Now I'm going to reveal the secret. The secret is you're named after, and then I will make up a story, all right? So that they can have their own goal, which is different than others. No, honestly speaking, my husband's name is Hazem, and it's a very Arabic name. And I found it really difficult for me and for us to find matching names with this name, especially in Egypt. It's very common that those guys who are called Haytham are very spoiled and pampered guys, you know. That's why we try to find some Islamic names or some Arabic names that can fit or match with the name of the father. That's why we chose very Arabic names that match with, because Haytham is a very Arabic name. So we have Mazen.
You know, Hind, يعني, it seems there is something related to women itself. Hind told me the same about my name, actually. Hind, my wife, told me the same about my name, that your name is very tough to have something. This is before Habiba, while she was pregnant with Habiba. And the same way with Thabit also. Hazem is a very tough name to have some other name named for it. يعني, it is hard. Tough, yes.
Tough means very strong, right? Does she mean that?
Tough, I mean about difficult here.
Oh, difficult, yeah. No, but Hazem can easily find other matching, like Habiba Hazem.
That's why. Yes, Habiba Hazem is coming perfect.
Perfectly, because it has this rhyme, you know, the rhythm with the ha sound. Yeah, we call it in English assonance.
Assonance? What is that?
Yes, assonance means having, or we can call it alliteration. Alliteration means repeating the same sound in the same line. Like حبيبة حضرت لا مش سجع حبيبة حضرت إلى الحجرة. حبيبة حاء حضرت حاء حجرة حاء. This is called alliteration, repeating the same letters in the same line. So Habiba Hazem is alliteration. Assonance is a little bit different. Assonance is repeating the same vowel.
ثابت حازم إذا سجع بقى، ده ما اعرفش سجع بالانجليزي يعني، ان هو it's the same tune, not the same.
ثابت حازم ده نفس الوزن بالظبط كده، نفس الوزن يعني same, you can say rhyme, but it's not rhyming. ثابت حازم يعني مش نفس الرايم أكيد، بس هو rhythm. This is a rhythm. rhythm يعني
rhythm yes.
نفس نفس الوزن هو بالضبط الرhythm.
ايوه كانت
Yes.
موجودة في
درسناها في تانية إعدادي.
الايلتس البريكفاست اللي فات.
Oh yes برافو يا حازم صح ما شاء الله تبارك الله. And it's been so long since I last sent you a breakfast. 2 days or 1 day?
Yes, and you send in Sunday evening, I think, and I replied to you on Monday.
Right.
Yes, evening also.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I replied after. It was 1 day.
All right. Today, inshallah, I'll send you another one. Interesting one.
Inshallah.
All right.
But just send us the answers for this one to just check my answers.
Sure.
Right?
As fast as
Didn't,
possible.
yes.
As fast as possible.
Okay.
inshallah. طيب يا حازم خلاص يعني let's spend these 10 minutes in one of the speaking tests, all right, that I've sent to my IELTS page. طيب يا سيدي شوف. أنا هعمل إيه؟ هفتح my Facebook. إيه رأيك وأعمل شير للبيج؟
تمام. Okay.
That would be the perfect thing to be done during these 10 minutes. Inshallah. Okay, let's share the screen right now. Share screen. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, the first photo. These are writings. Hazem, I just want you please to go through these 2 posts. They are really interesting.
Okay. Yes,
And
for everyone, right?
At the same time.
And what?
And useful in the same time. Not only interesting, they're useful too. What's going on? The internet is too slow.
What's your service provider?
IELTS provider? What's that?
No, internet service provider.
No, it never happened. But maybe because I've never shared. Maybe because I've never shared my WhatsApp screen. Maybe. Okay. Anyway, these are some essay topics. Never mind about this. I'll open my. Essay questions. Here we go. Maybe Hazem, read the first question, please. This was sent by someone whom I think in Malaysia. All right, this was a test in Malaysia. So how far this place? I had my speaking in how far this place is from where you live. What's interesting in your part of the town? How long have you been living there? All right. It was this test was about the place he or she is living in. All right. So how far this place is from where you live? This place is the working place. How far the working place? I believe that you had.
أنا برضه بقول بليس إيه اللي هيبقى بعيد عن البيت وهي متسع على البيت يعني السؤال داخلة كده غريبة. أوكي.
والله بلاش دخل خليها في
لا مش عادي لا والله.
Okay, let's say I appeared for the speaking test on the 13th of May. Fafodara, India anyway. Okay, what do you do, ya Hazem? Yalla, answer this question as fast as possible now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. What do you do?
Okay, what do you do? I'm fine, الحمد لله.
لا
I'm fine.
I'm fine خالص ده
Okay,
إجابته مش I'm
ماشي
fine.
ما خلاص بقى.
طيب
How do you do? What
What
do you
do
do?
you do? مش how do you
What do you do? Sorry.
do. Yes.
I read it in the wrong way.
I read it.
What do you do? I read it. Okay.
Past.
I read it in the wrong way.
All right.
What do you do? I am working as a computer engineer. My designation, with the designation
Really, I'm
currently
working.
is
Hazem. Why is it I'm working, not I work? It's a fact. I work as a computer engineer, not I'm working.
okay.
شوف
Okay.
basics. ما بنغلط في basics.
Uh-huh.
طيب.
Okay. Okay. I work as a computer engineer with the designation currently as integration and business process consultant in Asia company, which is one of the
Thank you very much. What
largest.
exactly your duties at the workplace?
Yes, it's the same question.
Same question عشان كده وقفتك.
Okay. I am working as
لا
integration
لا
and
لا لا لا
business.
لا لا ثانية
Not
واحدة.
repeating again.
ثواني
Okay.
ثواني. First of all, use the fillers يا حازم. During these fillers, try to give yourself some time to think about the answers. Again, remember that you're not allowed to keep on giving simple sentences. Simple, compound, and complex. Okay? Prepare yourself very well to extend and develop your answer. يعني what do you do? هنقول I work as a whatever IT engineer in a certain company. I like this job very much. And you keep on extending until she stops you. يبقى عندنا main idea and I will extend my ideas. دايما start your second and third sentence with one of the subordinating conjunction. ليه? Not to forget to include some compound and complex sentences. Okay, ما تنساش اللي أنا بقوله من فضلك. يلا, second question. What exactly your duties at the workplace?
Okay. My duties are divided into two main areas, which is the consultation services that I am providing to
areas
which are consultation services which I provide to our customers, and second part or second area is the team leading inside my company, to lead our team and mentoring our newcomers and juniors to join not join to be a positive participant in our team, such as or for instance, I provide some internal trainings to all the newcomers to our company for specific type of products.
Thank you very much, Hazem. Do you have any friends in there?
Sure. Giving the fact that we are spending in our work a very long period of time, so I have with the same very long period of time or very long hours with many colleagues which are in the same age group, yes, with the same age group. So I have multiple friends, even in my company. I have multiple friends which sorry?
يعني ايه multiple friends? Many friends.
يعني many friends, okay.
Or
even
you can
in my
say,
company many friends.
طب ممكن أقول حاجة؟ You can even
تفضلي.
I have a huge number of friends, a vast number of friends. If you want to exaggerate and make it يعني to show off your vocabulary words, I have a vast number معناها عدد كبير، عدد ضخم، عدد هائل.
مهول.
Friends and acquaintances يعني معارف. Alright?
زي relatives كده ولا
لا acquaintances يعني ما هماش relatives وما هماش family وما هماش friends، هم acquaintances يعني معارف، عرفتهم عن طريق الشغل، عن طريق الأهل والأقارب، but they are neither nor. Okay?
ماشي، ايه السبيلنج بتاعك؟
acquaintances. بتكتب معاك ورقة وقلم؟
معايا.
Acquaintances. Acquaint.
EANCES.
Yes.
Acquaintances. Acquaintances.
Yes.
Okay. Even many of my friends are attending the same college with me, so we have and even and moreover some of them.
استناني ازاي are attending ازاي are used to
Where
where
we're attending.
or they used to attend the same university of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And even moreover some of them some of them were in the same class with me, and we
In the same
graduated class.
what do you mean?
Class.
Class. No, مش
yes.
class مش class. It's class. Class or class. American and British. Class American. British. بس هي مش class.
Really?
مش class. Class.
Class.
Yes.
Class. Okay. Class. This one is a British, huh? Class.
Yes, class.
Okay. Moreover, some of them were with me in the same class, and we graduated together and joined the same company at the same day.
In the same class, they were my classmates.
Yeah, classmates. Okay. After work, we are trying to have some fun time.
Second and third sentence use subordinate conjunctions. يعني ايه subordinate conjunctions?
To relate.
لا خالص. Subordinate conjunctions يعني after, before, when, while, though, although. ابدأ ب although دايما، يعني فكر نفسك كده، أو before. افتكر كده although كون عليها جملة، before وكون عليها جملة. أوكي؟ لو حاسس إنك هتنسى الكود subordinate conjunctions. ها؟
طب أنا لقيت واحدة تانية. طيب despite the long hours we are spending in our work, we still as a friends have a time to or have our plans
a minute. We can't say as a friends. انت الغلطة دي عندك fatal mistake. ما قلتش as a friends. It's as friends.
أنا قلت إيه والله؟
والله. as friends. Okay.
As friends, we still or we are stick to have a plans for our luxury times. Sorry, we are sticking. ممكن. we are sticking. بس we stick it's a fact يعني إن إحنا بس لا we are sticking أحسن. ماشي okay. We are sticking to have our plans for our free time or luxury time, for going out, for playing some kind of sports. We are trying to although we are trying to commit to have it weekly or bi-weekly. However, it is although لا خلاص ما فيش however.
حاجة اسمها on weekly basis, on daily basis, أو weekly بس. On weekly basis, on daily basis, or although we're trying to be committed to these appointments weekly وبس weekly. نعمل نص تاني من الجملة. Okay?
Okay. We are although we are committing to have although we are committed to have to meet for that fun time weekly, we are we are trying not to pass 1 month without at least meet one time that month. بس محتاجة تتقال بشكل تاني. أنا مش عارف كانت في حاجة
Yes, although we're trying to be committed to meeting 3 times monthly, for example, okay, we do not succeed in meeting except for 1 or 2 times a month or on monthly basis. All right? We find it really difficult to be committed to these timings due to other responsibilities like family relationships and bonds, or other responsibilities that have to do with different kinds of works and tasks. Right. Question 3. Do you like receiving gifts?
لا السؤال ده الهند مش ليا أنا طيب.
Men too like receiving gifts. Don't lie to me. Okay. Everyone on earth likes receiving gifts.
Yes, of course.
لا مفيش حاجة اسمها yes of course. حضرتك you're in the IELTS test. احنا مش قاعدين بنهزر، ما مش قاعدين بنرغي مع بعض. احنا اي نعم بنرغي بقالنا ساعة ونص بس برضه في الIELTS. Do you like receiving gifts? هنقول yes, definitely I like receiving gifts. Of course I like receiving gifts. Who doesn't like? Okay? And then you extend your answer. I remember the last gift that I received from my wife in our anniversary, or in our marriage anniversary, when she brought me a very nice Swatch watch. That was too expensive, and I felt I regretted spending that much money in getting this kind of a gift for me. Okay? نرغي، فن الرغي يا حازم، فن الرغي هو
يعني والله مش بنرغيش
هو ما بنرغيش، بس احنا لازم نتعلم نرغي، لازم to extend your answer to develop this idea. هتلاقي idea وتلاقي لها development. حاول تلاقي لنفسك مخرج من أي حاجة. تتكلم عن شكل الساعة, the price of this watch, from where did she get it, when did she get it, from where did you get the idea of getting it, okay, who helped her in finding it, and so on. عاوز تعمل generating للideas ولاقي إنك you're stuck with one idea in your mind. Try to use the WH questions. Who, when, where, what, how many, how much, how long, how often. Okay, all these ideas or all these questions can generate millions and millions of ideas in your mind. ماشي؟ يلا. Again, do you like receiving gifts?
Of course, I like receiving gifts. For example,
raise a positive attitude لو سمحت. While in the IELTS test, you have to show me, of course, I like receiving gifts. نعم يعني. افرح. Receiving gifts. هو الموضوع لسه theoretically بس برضه يعني.
تمثيل الأوفر ده يعني.
تمثيل أوفر صح. So, do you like receiving gifts?
Of course, I like receiving gifts. كويس كده.
يلا, keep it up.
Okay. Of course, I like receiving gifts. For instance, my the last gift I received was from my wife. After I succeeded to pass one of the hardest certifications, I took it for my work.
We don't pass certifications. We pass exams or we pass tests.
Certification exam, yes, right.
You get certificates. After I got a certificate, or after I passed my test, I passed my exam. I don't pass certificates or certifications. No. Okay.
Okay. The exam was actually in the morning, and I just informed her that I passed the exam. After I finished it and I went to work. After that, when I returned home, she set up kind of a party for me with very special gifts, which I really liked them most.
Liked them the most.
Right. Most like them.
كل اللي عملته انت عملت لي جمله واحده بس complex, which is which. ما استغلتش اي حاجه من الكومبلكس sentences اللي قلت لك عليهم ولا subordinate conjunctions.
احنا قلنا for instance في الاول.
for instance دي حضرتك مش for instance دي مجرد transitional word.
transition يعني.
دي مش subordinate conjunction خالص. subordinate conjunctions معروفين، وافتح الفايل وذاكر يا حازم. لو بعد كده مش هشوفك على الفيسبوك اللي بقول لك ذاكر يا حازم، ذاكر يا حازم. وانا اهو وانت اهو لغايه الامتحان. اوكي. So حاول تطبق اللي بقول لك عليه. second and third sentence لازم يبداوا بsubordinate conjunction عشان ما تنساش يا حازم please. اوكي. Okay, I have to go now وإلا هترفد من شغلي. I have to be there at 9.
معلش. اوكي.
All right. So keep on practicing يا حازم. Okay. مش ممكن ادي لك part 2 and part 3 as an assignment. هتعمل recording. part 2 مش and part 3 مش هنا خالص. هتعمل من test 8. Cambridge 8.
من Cambridge 8. اوكي.
Cambridge 8 last test. Test 1 section 1 section 2 and section 3 recording وتبعتهولي على الجروب. Okay. For task 1 complete recording instant recording، مش أي recording. instant record كأنك بتسجل voice note، مش واحد متحضر كاتبينه ومحضرينه. اوكي.
ايوه فاهم، واخد بالي.
الحيل الغريبه اللي بنعملها دي. part 2 هتقعد دقيقه تحضر فيه and after this minute you will give me 2 continuous minutes speaking in the same topic. اوكي. part 2 عاده مش زي ده لانه part 2 بيبقى فيه different questions، ممكن يكون ده التوبيك لكن هو مش كاتب الكويستشنز اللي كانت موجوده. احنا مش عايزين نبص على ده خالص دلوقتي، اللي عايزين نبص عليه هو تاني Cambridge 8 last test في Cambridge 8 part 1 كامل. part 2 part 3 وما تبعتليش recording please without sending a screenshot to the questions. Okay.
حاضر.
Thank you very much for spending that very nice time. It was so much pleasure to spend this very much time with you speaking and generating ideas here and there and practicing our speaking skills. Thanks a lot.
For me too, actually. Thanks very much.
It's a very nice start to the day, you know?
Yeah.
May Allah bless you and bless your family. Stay blessed and enjoy the rest of the day, inshallah. May Allah accept all your good deeds, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Inshallah. Thank you. Thank you, and no, thank you very much. Thanks.